to my channel, Rue's Life. So here I am in the polytunnel, and despite the fact, you know, we're autumn now, we have had some colder days, definitely getting colder at night, still getting some really good temperatures here in the polytunnel. It's actually just over 30 degrees in here at the moment. I've had an incredibly busy week at work for various reasons. So Friday through to Friday, which was yesterday, it's Saturday today, I put in just over 100 hours, absolutely whacked out, and just the bare maintenance has been done. So just watering and not a lot else really since my last video. And what I really intend to do is to start sort of seeing what's finishing up here, see what's doing well, start thinking about clearing, start thinking about putting things in for winter, both in the polytunnel and outside. So yeah, I've got a few jobs I'm going to do today, so I'll take you with me. So starting down here in this bed, I'll just move around. The parsnips are doing really well, as are the leeks. And here we've got the carrots, which are looking reasonable, and then these are turnip, and as you can see, oh sorry, a bit of foliage there in front of the camera, they're starting to look really good, and I think some of these will actually be ready. These are a little bit close together, these two, but some of these are going to be ready, so I might just pull out the ones that are a bit close together, and we can use those perhaps for tea tonight. And then over here, the pumpkin and the squash are actually doing really well here in the polytunnel. So if you recall, the pumpkins and squash outside really didn't do so well, and I think my plan going forwards will always be, these were started off in pots, so I shall do that the same, but then I will plant them into here. So this bed, this long bed here, I'll just move back, has produced so much for me over the year, and then I think from now on going forward I will do the same, sort of grow plenty in there. I mean, I've had everything in there from radish, beetroot, spinach, carrots, goodness I can't even remember, but there's been all sorts in this bed, sort of successionally sowed, pulled, new things planted, and it's been fabulous. So I'm going to continue to do that, and then pop these in at the tail end of the season, let them take over, see how they get on, and then when they come up, so hopefully these are going to be, you know, sort of October, November time, then completely clear the bed and give it a good rest over the winter, and then in the spring I'll give this a really good top up with fresh compost. So it's had a rest, it's had new compost and nutrients, and then I can start again. And then up this end of the polytunnel, so these tomatoes are definitely coming to an end, but there's a few there still on them. So I'm going to just let those finish and harvest what's there. There's a few more tomatoes on this plant, but it's really looking quite rubbish now, so I think I might just harvest those up today and probably pull those out of that pot. The peas are finished, so they need to come up, the beans the same, and then these tomatoes in the corner have just gone a bit wild. However, because the temperatures are staying good here in the polytunnel, I've still got some flowers and I've still got some fruit. So what I'm going to do today is what I said I was going to do, which is to get a bit ruthless, a bit brutal, really have a look at this foliage, chop plenty back, decide what's worth keeping and what's not worth keeping. I was going to pull all these up, but it just seems a bit of a waste really, when I could probably still get a bit more fruit from these plants. But yeah, it's just a bit of a wild bush at the moment, so I'm going to tackle those today. And then in this outside bed here, the leek, as you can see, are looking lovely. We have already started to pull and eat those. The middle, as I've already said in previous videos, I'm going to be planting my winter onion and garlic in there. There's some more leek down there at the left hand side, and then those flowers that I've really enjoyed, they've been beautiful and they're still coming, so I'm leaving those where they are for now. So there's not too much work here. I've managed to keep on top of the weeding. There's a couple of weeds there that need to come out, but that bed's doing brilliantly. So yeah, really pleased with that, and then I will get those onion and garlic in as soon as I can. cucumbers, bit of a curly one. And a nice tomato there. So it's time for a cup of coffee. I'll just try not to trip myself up. As you can see, it looks like a complete disaster zone in this corner, but I'm really making progress. It's one of those where you sort of go from job to job to job because they're all kind of intertwined with each other. So I am popping any fruit, be they green or red or yellow, even tomatoes, in here, and I'll probably make a chutney with those. I've still actually got a couple of courgettes that were quite sort of solid, if that makes sense, that are in the fridge that actually I could chop up. Got some onions, and yeah, I've got a few more of these tomatoes, so I'll probably make a nice, we made one last year, tail end of the season, sort of autumn time, and I just called it polytunnel chutney, and it was delicious and it went down really well with everybody. So I think I'll make some more of that. There's still some nice big fat tomatoes on that plant there, ready for ripening. So yeah, I'm just having a really good clear out, giving these tomatoes some more space. I was going to get rid of the cucumbers, but actually if you look, we've still got some flowers and we've still got just some little fruits developing. So I've given a bit of a chop back, got rid of all the dead leaves, and I'm actually just going to give those a really good seaweed feed, and just see if I can give those a last little boost and get a few more little cucumbers from those. The basil here, I'm just going to take the tops of that off. It can either go into the chutney or it can just be used up for a meal at some point. So I'm just going to keep pushing on. But yeah, it's quite warm in here and I'm ready for a cup of coffee. I've got all day, well, all afternoon, should I say. There's no hurry and I just want to enjoy myself and just catch up with these jobs. So this is me at about the halfway marker, I would say. So it's time for a cup of coffee. So here we are, all finished. So as you can see, these tomatoes are looking heaps better. They've got some space to breathe now, and I think, you know, we're going to get a few more from those in the polytunnel because it's nice and warm. There's a couple of little cucumbers coming there. Everywhere has had a really good clear and tidy and sweep. Good for the soul and good for the plants. So there we are. So the strawberries here, I've just given that a little bit of a tidy up because it was just looking terrible. Everything's had a really good water. And then this is today's little mini harvest. So we've got some of those turnips there. So if I just put my hand in for sort of scale, you can see. I mean, I intended to have them as baby turnips, and they are snowball and golden ball varieties. There is a little cucumber there. It's a fair sized cucumber, and then a few of the tomatoes. So all in all, I'm quite pleased with that. So I've spent a couple of hours and I've achieved so much. And I'll be honest with you, I really struggled to get out of bed this morning and I was feeling pretty rotten. And I thought, no, come on, pull yourself together, get your backside into gear. It always lifts your spirits, doesn't it? Always lifts your spirits. Spending time with these wonderful plants, watching things grow. And, you know, I always feel like I'm kind of letting them down, you know, like these tomatoes. I wasn't ready to give up on them. The sort of lazy side of me was thinking, oh, just pull them all out. But actually, you know, just a little bit of work and I'm going to get a bit more produce from these. And at the end of the day, we want to grow as much as we can, don't we? So really, really pleased. I've had a lovely time, as I say, pottering about, getting things neat and tidy. Tomorrow, I am really looking forward to tomorrow. I'm off to the Malvern Autumn Show, as I know a few YouTubers are. Really looking forward to seeing you guys there, having a look round. I'm hoping to buy a few bits and bobs. So yeah, it's just started to rain here. I think, you know, we were forecast a pretty wet weekend. So wellies, waterproof hat, I'm ready. Yeah, so thank you so much for watching. I hope to see some of you at Malvern tomorrow, or if I don't get this video uploaded, I hope to have seen some of you at Malvern. I hope you're all having a cracking time. I hope you're all enjoying the last of your harvest. Yeah, thanks so much for watching. If you're new to my channel and you like what you've seen, please do consider subscribing and hitting that bell to get notifications of my latest videos. And to those of you that support me, and to those of you that do watch, thank you ever so much. Take care and I'll see you all again soon. Bye.